Courtney Robertson has announced that she is ending her marriage to attorney Humberto Preciado, and the former Bachelor winner says the decision came after she learned information that permanently damaged the trust between them. But while Robertson has confirmed that she filed for divorce, she has not disclosed what that information was, and that unanswered point is now at the center of the story. The announcement became public on July 10, 2026, through a statement Robertson provided to People. She described the decision as difficult and said her attention is now centered on the 3 young children she shares with Preciado. The couple had been married for nearly 6 years and together for roughly 8. For verified entertainment updates without the rumors, subscribe to Startline Entertainment. The most important distinction is between what Robertson confirmed and what the public still does not know. She said that newly learned information caused an irreparable loss of trust and led her to file. She did not describe the information, accuse Preciado of a specific act, or provide supporting documents publicly. Preciado also does not appear to have released a detailed public response in the reporting available at the time of this video. That means the responsible interpretation is narrow. A divorce filing has been reported, and Robertson has directly stated her reason in general terms. But the nature of the alleged trust breakdown remains private. It would be inaccurate to convert her statement into a claim of infidelity, financial misconduct, or any other specific explanation without evidence. Robertson also made clear that her children are her highest priority. She said she wants a peaceful and stable environment for them and intends to approach co-parenting with kindness and respect. She requested privacy, particularly because the 3 children are still young. The couple share sons Joaquin and Gabriel and daughter Paloma. People reported their ages as 6, 2, and 5 respectively when the divorce announcement was published. The timing is notable because the marriage had remained publicly active relatively recently. In January 2026, Robertson released an episode of her After Reality podcast featuring Preciado. The episode was presented as a conversation about their marriage, his career, and the demands of raising 3 children. They discussed parenting routines and the pressures of managing their household, but the published episode description gave no indication that a divorce announcement was imminent. That public appearance does not prove what was happening privately. It simply establishes that approximately 6 months before the divorce news, Robertson was still publicly referring to Preciado as her husband and discussing their family life with him. Based on the available timeline, the information she later referenced may have emerged after that recording, or may only have become decisive later. No official confirmation has clarified that sequence. Their relationship began far away from a television dating show. Robertson has previously said Preciado first got her attention by liking several of her Instagram photographs. She then sent him a direct message, and the online exchange led to a first date within days. Bachelor Nation's official site reported that they met in 2019. By the following year, they were building a family. Their first son, Joaquin, was born before their wedding. Robertson and Preciado married on October 16, 2020, during a small ceremony in Sedona, Arizona. The celebration was reduced from the larger event they had initially planned because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The ceremony carried personal meaning for Robertson. It took place close to where her own parents had married decades earlier, and she spoke at the time about honoring her late mother through details of the day. Only a small group of relatives attended, and the couple described the scaled-back event as intimate and special. Their family later grew with the arrival of Paloma and then Gabriel, who was born in April 2024. When Gabriel arrived, Robertson publicly described the family as a happy and healthy party of 5 adjusting to their new routine. The contrast between those earlier statements and the current filing is part of why the announcement has drawn attention. This was not a short public relationship or a romance that disappeared soon after reality television. Robertson and Preciado built a marriage, welcomed 3 children, and repeatedly presented themselves as a functioning family over several years. Robertson's television history also gives the news a wider Bachelor Nation connection. She became nationally known during Ben Flajnik's 2012 season of The Bachelor. Flajnik proposed to her during the finale, making Robertson the season's winner, but their engagement ended later that year. At the time, the former couple said distance, time apart, and career pressures had contributed to them growing apart. That earlier breakup should not be confused with the current divorce. More than 7 years passed before Robertson met Preciado, and her marriage was an entirely separate chapter of her life. The relevance of her bachelor past is primarily why a personal family development has become entertainment news more than a decade after her season aired. There is also a wording issue viewers may notice. Some headlines describe the couple as separating after 8 years together, while the marriage itself lasted just under 6 years. Those figures refer to different parts of the timeline. The relationship began before the October 2020 wedding, and the formal marriage followed later. As for what happens next, the public record remains limited. Robertson said she filed for divorce, but the initial report did not publish a case number, filing date, jurisdiction, custody proposal, property request, or response from Preciado. Without those documents, it is too early to describe the legal terms of the case or predict whether it will become contested. It is equally important not to assume that Robertson's reference to damaged trust tells the complete story. Divorce statements are often intentionally brief, especially when children are involved. Her wording explains why she says she reached a decision, but it does not establish the underlying facts for the public. The start line takeaway is that the major change is confirmed. Courtney Robertson says she has filed to end her marriage to Humberto Preciado after nearly 6 years as husband and wife. Her statement places the loss of trust at the center of that decision and makes the children the center of what comes next. What viewers should not assume is the specific conduct behind that loss of trust, because neither Robertson nor a publicly available court record has supplied those details. The timing also matters. Only months earlier, the couple appeared together publicly discussing marriage, work, and parenting. That makes the announcement feel abrupt from the outside, but public appearances cannot reliably show when private problems began or how long they had been developing. For now, the verified summary is straightforward. Robertson announced the divorce on July 10, 2026. She said information she learned had irreparably damaged the trust in the marriage. She and Preciado share 3 children, and she says her goal is a peaceful co-parenting arrangement. The specific information, the precise filing details, and Preciado's position remain publicly unclear. Until either party speaks further or court records provide additional information, that unanswered question should remain exactly what it is, unanswered.